Hi and welcome to Positively Sparking, podcasts on internet marketing, online business, entrepreneurship and digital living. Today I'm with John Graham, Director of Oven Wizards, the UK's fastest growing oven cleaning franchise. We chat with John about how a franchise business starts, grows and helps its franchisees succeed, both on and offline. So hi John, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Phil.
Good. So John, you're the first franchise business we've ever had on the podcast. So I'm looking forward to this interview and discovering a few new things.
Well, hopefully I can share with you what we do at Oven Wizards.
Certainly. So John, tell us who you are and what you do.
Sure, yeah. As I say, my name is John Graham. And I'm the business owner along with a gentleman by the name of Mark Abbott, and we're both joint managing directors of Oven Wizards Franchising Limited. That's a company who predominantly goes into people's houses and cleans domestic ovens in situ.
Very good, and that's quite a unique thing to build a franchise from. So tell us a bit about how it became a franchise and why oven cleaning.
Sure, yeah, very, very good question, Phil. So myself and Mark, we've known each other probably for over 30 years now. That might give away my age, but we both worked for a financial institution some years ago, and eventually went our separate ways. But decided we always wanted to sort of be self-employed. Mark took the plunge a bit earlier than myself and set up a small oven cleaning business in the Cotswolds called Cotswold Oven Cleaning. When Mark and myself decided to go into business together, we thought it would be a good idea to franchise that business around the country. But as I pointed out to Mark, a bit of the shortcoming of his name for his business, Cotswold Oven Cleaning, perhaps doesn't work as well in Newcastle or places like Manchester and Liverpool.
It's very true, John. That's a good tip you gave him there.
So we decided to buy a small oven cleaning franchise called Oven Wizards off the previous owner, which we've now owned for nearly 6 years, and taken it from 3 franchisees at the time to now we have 46.
Wow. And how long a time period is that within, John?
We've owned the business now for nearly 6 years, as I say. Oven Wizards has been established for nearly 11 years now.
Very good. And so that's quite an ambitious thing to start off in a business with, is the idea of going national and straight into a franchise. Mm-hmm. So what made you think that's what you want to do with Mark rather than becoming the Northamptonshire version of Cotswolds Oven Cleaners?
Sure, yeah. I guess we sort of, Mark had already spotted a market for oven cleaning, as he already ran a domestic cleaning business under a franchise. So he was familiar with the franchise model, and he also became aware of the increasing demand from people who want to have their ovens cleaned, because it's probably the most hated job in most households. So we decided, to expand down the franchising model. And I guess I brought to the sort of party my sort of background in sort of seeking and a desire for high quality customer service, whilst also having a bit of nous about myself as to how you can help people develop their businesses under a franchise model.
Well, it sounds a great team. So John, from your own experiences now with Oven Wizards, how does running a franchise operation differ from a conventional business?
I guess sort of running a franchise is one of the things that I quickly became aware of, is that the franchisees, i.e. the guys who invest in the Oven Wizards franchise and run it in their chosen territories, that they are self-employed in their own right. They're not employed by myself and Mark. So helping them sort of get the sort of first rung on the ladder, if it was, to launch the businesses, and then support them along the way as they evolve the businesses, whether that be to be happy as one man in a van or seeking to expand into multi-van. I guess that was the challenge for me, having previously sort of managed people at sort of quite a high level in what I describe as the corporate world.
Sure. And so do you look for a certain kind of person to become part of your family? or is it more varied than that? From your experience in the corporate world, do you kind of pull teams together based on the type of person you're after, or is it more, well, there are various kinds of people who can do this, we just have to give them the skills?
Yeah, well, we've got people sort of within our community at present who come from all sorts of backgrounds. So we don't have, if you will, a targeted sort of profile. What I guess we're looking for is people with the right attitude. So a desire to sort of deliver high quality service, a resilience to actually sort of, be able to become self-employed. Because the majority of the people that we take on have come from sort of the PAYE employed world. They've never sort of, dipped their toe in the self-employed market. So that's where the sort of, we're able to provide the support from our experience and indeed growing experience as we grow our franchise to the levels that it's at present.
Sure, and I guess they're going to have a pretty good commitment to work, because it sounds hard to me, cleaning an oven, especially on a hot sunny day.
I guess most of our guys would have a reasonable degree of OCD. Yes, they have people that join us have either got maybe a good practical background, or they've got a good sort of business development background in the worlds that they've worked in. So they've always got one area that they're going to need some assistance with. Now, obviously, over a period of time, we understand now what works for developing the business and business development in an oven cleaning world, which could well be different from sort of, selling widgets or selling coffee or things like that. And it's the community that bring lots of different ideas with it into the franchise that helps sort of us grow as a business as well. Everybody who joins us has got sort of good qualities and good values and ideas that they can bring into the Oven Wizards community.
Absolutely. So there's very much a culture of sharing.
Very much so, and we facilitate that through various mechanisms, whether it be an online sort of portal where they can go on and share ideas, running half-yearly regional meetings where they come together face-to-face, or indeed our annual conference. We're always looking for ideas and encouraging people to try new things. We share with everybody when they join us all the things that work within our business, but indeed, they may come up with other ideas, which we talk through, hopefully they run with, and if they work, we add them to our sort of portfolio of business ideas to share with everybody else.
Good stuff. So it must almost be getting more and more advantageous to join Oven Wizards as you grow, because there's more techniques and ideas that have been tried and different things that people have shared.
Yeah, very much so. If I go back sort of 5 or 6 years, where indeed, at that stage, Mark and myself were learning as a franchise and as franchisors in terms of how we put together a package of what I call stuff that people invest in, whether that be the technical training or the business development side. But what we've done over the years now is expanded our offering, whether it be on the sort of technical side or whether it be on the business support side, so that we do really now have a comprehensive business in a box that people can invest in, follow the model, and be highly successful at.
Absolutely. And so one of my questions was, why do people choose a franchise option? And a lot of that we've already kind of been through with that great support that you offer. So alongside a proven method and that support that you offer, are there any other reasons that people would go for the franchise option?
Well, I guess people maybe take it, as I said before, to dipping their toe in self-employment for the first time. They like the idea of having a support mechanism around them, whether that be Mark and myself as the franchisors or indeed the community of franchisees that they can tap into. Yes, there's financial institution statistics and government statistics that will tell you that you've far more chance, indeed 5 times more chance of being successful in the world of self-employment if you go at it under a franchise umbrella than if you went off and stepped into it on your own.
That's an amazing difference, isn't it? 5 times.
Yeah, And we're seeing that reflected in the success of our franchisees, whether it be through sort of, any downturn in the economy or recession. Uh, People are now regarding having their oven cleaned professionally with a professional oven valet as a necessity rather than a luxury.
There we go. Changing times, Johnny.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
necessity.
yeah. Even sort of, there is a bit of geographical split in that, we have the majority of our franchisees in the south and the southeast. But equally, we do have guys, in the northwest, in Cheshire, Newcastle, Yorkshire, even as far north as Aberdeen.
Wow. So a real UK-wide operation now.
It is indeed now, and one of the things we do for new franchisees is that we go and stand outside a large supermarket to launch the business. And what we find is with people travelling the country at certain times of the year, we bump into people who aren't necessarily living in the locality. And indeed, a launch we did down in Crawley last week for our new franchisee in that area, we were picking up business for a franchisee in Harrogate, a franchisee in Bristol. So yes, we are what we regard now as UK wide.
Isn't that amazing that you stood in Crawley and you're taking leads for Harrogate, or Bristol, as you say, which shows as well how much we all travel.
It is, yeah, and so whether that be for leisure or business, people come out to the store and say, "Oh no, I can't use your service. I live in Harrogate." Oh, well, come here, madam. We can help you with that. Give you the details of the franchisee up in Harrogate, or indeed we can get him to ring you.
Perfect. So, John, how do you use the web to find those new franchisees?
The web is crucial to our business in two ways. First of all, as you say, in finding new franchisees. We have developed our own sort of website to ensure it sits prominently for key searches within our industry. And also, certainly in the early days, there are lots of businesses out there that will allow you to, for want of a better expression, advertise your wares on their sites, so third-party sites. And, in a very relatively short period of time, we find that more and more people are making their buying decisions from sort of the web, from the internet, and also doing a lot of the research in that way.
Absolutely. So some of those third-party sites would be things like businesses for sale, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Businesses for sale, franchise industry type websites. And one of the things we've noticed in the 6 years we've owned the business is that when we see people face to face, because we always insist that we would meet people face to face at a mutually convenient location, so that we can assess them as to whether they would, do well in the Oven Wizards community, and they can assess myself and Mark to see if they believe they could work with us, in a business relationship. And people attend those meetings now far more informed than they've ever been, and that is predominantly by researching us and the industry on the internet.
Amazing stuff. And so when you look at how you recruit new franchisees, is that the aim of your website, to set up that initial meeting, to get to that point where you're meeting face to face?
Yeah, we provide a reasonable amount of information just by people going on there, whether it be by video testimonials from our existing franchisees, or by a brief video of myself and Mark talking about the industry, talking about franchising, and specifically about Oven Wizards, and sharing with them really, in return for their investment, what they can expect as a return on their investment, and what I call stuff they get for their initial sort of franchise fee.
Good stuff. And one thing, I think, John, having got to know you and Mark a little bit, is one key asset you have is your approachability, which I think your videos help. So there are some franchises which are more corporate in structure, I guess, and we always think of a corporate company as being difficult to make contact with, or it's going to take longer. And a corporate company will often use that as a reason why their support might take a little longer. But with you and Mark on the Oven Wizard site, you see immediately the people